Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining the Zoom meeting. I am excited that you guys were all able to get on. Um, I'm working with a group of caring and nurturing individuals that were willing to help me out as I learn more about the LifeWave company and its technology. Four of them were on the line now supporting me. And today, Verdita Monk is a very knowledgeable and higher ranking leader in the company. And she said that she would assist me in giving this training, giving a little bit more about the technology and the company. She's over 7,000 to 10,000 people underneath her. And I'm just going to hand the meeting off to her. Verdita Monk, if you can.
Wow, thank you so much, Nicole. And I'm really excited for you, Nicole, because Nicole heard this information herself and she was extremely excited. I know you all are going to be as well, because what we're talking about is life changing. I'll tell you a little bit about myself and how I got started. My husband and I were invited to a call just like this. And when we heard this information, we were intrigued. And a friend of ours allowed us to try one of these patches. And most people don't necessarily have the same experience that we did the very first time, but the very first time that we tried one of these patches, we were on our way to Milwaukee, Wisconsin, where my husband is from. And what happened as a result of us putting that on, my husband stopped snoring that night. Now, I know you may say, so what? But guess what? That was so significant. Why? Because my husband had a sleeping disorder for over 10 years, and he would snore really, really loud, choking and coughing, because he also had acid reflux, and it was really scary and it was annoying. So you can just imagine this going on for 10 years. So that night, my husband did not snore at all. I didn't notice it until, of course, the next morning, because I was sleeping so deeply, because it definitely can give you a REM sleep. And I was having such a peaceful sleep. The next day, I said, wow, Harvey didn't start, he didn't snore tonight. And then we put the patch on again, the next night, the next day. And that night, he didn't snore again. And that's when we knew it was the patch. It wasn't a lucky night like I thought it was. And so I just wanted to share that story with you so you can understand that when we first experienced this, it blew us away. And on top of that, hearing the testimonies that similar to what you're going to hear tonight, we decided we wanted to help everybody around us, because you're going to hear some things tonight that is just going to be so touching that you're just going to feel the same way we are. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull up a PowerPoint presentation that would allow me to jump right in on the information. So the question I want to ask you is, have you been patched? Now, of course, you probably have not been patched, because Nichole is just now sharing this with you. But by the time we finish with this call, you're going to want to be patched, because when you get patched, your copper peptides in your body are going to be elevated. And the purpose of that is, when that happens, it's going to reactivate dormant stem cells in your body, and your whole body is going to be regenerated. Now, why are we talking about this? You see, for years, doctors and scientists have been trying to come up with a way to elevate and these copper peptides and reactivate these dormant stem cells. And they said that nobody could do it. No one can do it. The only way this can be done is if someone gives you an injection. So let's say if you have a bone on bone with your knee, and they put an injection in your knee of stem cells. They're going to take these stem cells probably from an embryo. And when they do that, it's only going to help the knee. It may not even work, because 30% of the time it doesn't work. It's very expensive, and insurance does not cover it. When I say expensive, I mean like could be $25,000. It could be 5,000, but it's very expensive, and that is not affordable for the average person. But they do this because they are desperate. Okay, so I'm not saying that everything that's going on in our bodies are putting us in a desperate situation, but you're going to hear some people that have some desperate situations, and this patch has changed your life. Okay, so that's what I want you to know. Now, I want to take a moment just to hear this 2-minute video. It's going to give you more information, and I'll come back. Okay.
In a world searching for answers, one discovery is changing everything. A patch, no bigger than a quarter, built not to treat symptoms, but to wake up the healer inside you. This is X39, a wearable, light-activated patch. Designed by David Schmidt, an inventor with over 200 patents. His mission? To reverse aging naturally. This isn't science fiction. It's stem cell activation without injections, without pills. Your body repairing itself. The results? Life-changing energy, recovery, sleep, relief. And the medical world? It's taking notice. Still skeptical? Visit thisisitinfo.com. You'll find the studies, the patents, the proof. It's all there. But there's more. This tiny patch isn't just transforming lives, it's creating freedom. Because behind it is a business model built for the bold. Real people, real results. Income that scales with impact. And here's why. Because this breakthrough technology is patented and exclusive, it offers a lucrative business plan that allows you to compound your efforts. More people than ever are struggling in today's economy. You can no longer rely on your own sweat equity results. Income that scales with impact. And here's why. Because this breakthrough technology is patented and exclusive, it offers a lucrative business plan that allows you to compound your efforts. More people than ever are struggling in today's economy. You can no longer rely on your own sweat equity alone to make a living. This business model allows you to duplicate yourself and, even better, to benefit from other people's efforts. So your income no longer depends solely on you. By duplicating yourself over and over, the income potential is far greater than a conventional job, career, or profession. And you're never alone. The This Is It system gives you the tools, the path, the team. All you have to do is start. The question is no longer if it works, it's whether you'll act or let this moment pass. Will you keep waiting or finally feel your body come alive again? Will you stay financially stuck or build something that lasts? Isn't it time to start living life on your own terms? The This Is It action plan will set you on a path to live out the dreams you have for your family. Get back with the person who shared this video so you can experience the age-reversing health and the exciting lifestyle that thousands are already enjoying. This is the technology, this is the team, and this is your moment. This is it.
Wow, that was some impressive information. And I know that you're impressed by hearing that some things that we're going to be talking about. For example, David Schmidt, you heard his name. He is the CEO and inventor. This man is a genius. He has over 200 patents, and he specializes in age reversing. That's different from age, anti-aging. Age reversing is literally making you getting younger and younger. And so back in 2008, David decided to solve the problem that doctors and scientists have been trying to do for years. It was said back in 1978 by Dr. Laura Picard that nobody could ever come up with a way to reactivate the dormant stem cells in our body. And David was determined to make it happen because he wants to help mankind. That is his focus, is helping mankind. And so he did over 80 case studies. It took him 10 years to conduct over 80 case studies along with a team of scientists and doctors. And it took about $4.5 million to bring it to market. And as a result of those case studies, he was able to get this patented. Therefore, In the next 15 years, no other company can market this product. No other company can duplicate this product. But here's the patent right here if you want to look it up. But it says that this is a wearable phototherapy apparatus that produces beneficial effects to a human body, such as activation of stem cells, improvement in strength, improvement in stamina, pain relief via a non-transdermal container. In other words, it says it right there in the patent, which means it is proven. You cannot have a patent unless you can prove something. Now, why are we talking about stem cell reactivation? Why are we talking about that? You see, first of all, let me show this patch to you. This patch is it's made out of nanocrystals in the center, and it's thin like a Band-Aid, but is about the size of a quarter. And so what happens, stem cells are designed they're the mechanisms in our bodies that allow our bodies to heal themselves. When they go dormant, there's nothing there. So by the time we're 30, half of them are dormant. And we're, not able to, we're experiencing things like high blood pressure, different things, getting tired, things that you notice as you get older. And by the time we're 60, less than 10% of, like 90% of them are dormant. And so this is a problem because this is what is leading to the illnesses that doctors have started sending people to to get stem cell injections because they can't do anything else for them in some situations. Now, how does it work? It's a proprietary form of phototherapy, meaning that, nobody else has ever done this before. But phototherapy is a concept. If you think about when you go out into the sun elevates the vitamin D in our bodies. It's no vitamin D floating around in the air. It's none being deposited in your body. It's already there. It's just being elevated when you go out into the sun. That's the same thing that happens when you put this patch on. There are crystals right in the middle of this patch. And when you put this patch on, the light and heat of our bodies elevate those copper peptides and reflects off of these crystals. And when it reflects off the crystals, that's when the photobiomodulation takes place, which is the reactivating of your dormant stem cells. You guys, this is phenomenal. This is unheard of. There's nothing on earth like this. It's non-transdermal, doesn't go into your body in any kind of way. This is why doctors love it, because no drugs or chemicals or stimulants or anything is going into your body. It's just your body reflecting off of crystals. Now, I want to make a disclaimer here, because we're not trying to say that this product is intended to treat, diagnose, or cure or prevent any disease. We're simply saying that this patch is going to reboot your body so that it can heal itself. Now, there's many, many benefits, as you can see on the screen: increased strength, reduced inflammation, increased stamina, energy, and vitality. I mean, don't you want to have vitality now? The mental clarity is amazing. Restored muscle and skeletal conditions. I know a gentleman that's in his 80s now, and for 10 years he's been walking with a cane. But about 3 weeks of wearing this patch, he was bending over almost a 90-degree angle. And after wearing the patch for about 3 weeks, he started standing up straight and started walking without his cane. You guys, this is what we mean when we talk about restoring the muscle or skeletal conditions. So this is very significant. Improved sleep. I told you about how me and my husband, I'm really getting the REM sleep. I'm sleeping like with getting dreams almost every night. I can't wait to go to bed so I can dream about something exciting. My husband has not snored in 3 years. That was November of 2022 when he stopped snoring. He has not snored since. I can't explain to you how significant that is in our lives. Improved skin appearance. Many people with skin diseases and issues that there's really no cure for. And I'll show you one in a moment. But here, what we're trying to do here, you guys, is achieve optimal health, a state of complete physical, mental, and social well-being. Just like when I was talking about the man with the cane, when I talk about not being able to sleep because you snore. So, all those kinds of things. So let's keep going. And I want you to look at this map right here. This is a brain scan, literally, where this is during one of those case studies where they took a 77-year-old woman, looked at her brain, and as you can see in the first sessions, there was inflammation in her brain. That orange area represents inflammation. And then the brain, there was a lack of brain coherence in the brain. 3 weeks later, they did the brain scan again, and they looked, and there was no more inflammation, and the brain had begun to have coherence. And then in session 3, which was another, it's a total of 6 weeks for this, and it was a complete turnaround. And there is no inflammation, and it was better brain coherence. Her brain was no longer hyperactive like it was when she walked in there. And so this could be your brain. This could be your heart. This could be your liver, because inflammation could be anywhere in your body. But that just shows you what happens with your body after about 6 weeks of wearing this patch. So look at this. Within a few days of wearing the patch, immediately 4,000 genes begin to reset. And then within 6 weeks, the brain becomes balanced. That's what just happened to the lady that you just saw. Her brain was hyperactive. What else do we mean when we say a brain is unbalanced? Do you know anybody with PTSD? Do you know anyone that's autistic? What about somebody that has dementia or Alzheimer's or just plain old depressed? Those are reflections of someone's brain that is unbalanced. Within 3 months, the collagen increases. You know, you can literally tell the difference between a 20-year-old and a 70-year-old just by looking at the wrinkles on our faces. You know what I'm saying? So, and the collagen is not just about wrinkles. It's the tissue. This is what's holding all of our tissue, all of our bones. Is holding the body together. It's like if you were a brick house, the mortar between the bricks, that's your collagen. So it's very important that it increases as we get older as opposed to decreasing. So within 6 months, the heart reverses in age. You see that every 6 months we wear this patch, you can expect your heart to reverse by 8 years. So if you were to go, you know, and I just know people that have done it, I think I might want to do it, that every 6 months, you know, so I know there's a lady that was like 70, she was 73, and she went and got the vascular age test, and it reflected that she was 35 years old. Hell, she'd been wearing the patch for 2 years, 2.5 years. So this is what is happening. Our bodies are getting younger and younger. Our organs, the tissue is reactivating, meaning it's new tissue as opposed to the old stem cells that are dormant in our body. Now, how do you wear the patch? It's very simple. You can put it anywhere on your body, except you just want to wear it 12 hours on and 12 hours off. So during the case studies, they chose to put it behind the neck, just like this reflection right here on this diagram, or they put it below the belly button. And it was just 2 different groups. And they wore it for 12 hours. And what happens during that time frame, once again, those copper peptides become elevated, the stem cells are reactivated, and your whole body's regenerated. And then when you take it off, let's say you start at 7 in the morning, take it off at 7 at night. Remove it so that your body can rest, repair, and rejuvenate. Very, very simple. The most important thing you got to do is drink some water, because you must be hydrated. We're talking about a frequency going through your body. It's going to work more efficiently and effectively if you're hydrated. So what I want to do now is I want to bring on a couple of people. The first person I want to bring on is a lady out of Fayetteville, North Carolina, Miss Gwen Millsap, and listen to her incredible testimony, you guys. It is awesome. Thank you, Gwen, for coming on.
Hey, Verdita, thank you for having me. As usual, you do so well. I just appreciate you taking the time out of all that you do to share with us and to host this Zoom. I'm not going to prolong the time, but I am very excited about my testimony. I had sciatic nerve damage for over 48 years. And when I say that, I don't say it lightly. I was in excruciating pain after my last daughter. And if anybody has ever had any lower back pain for a little while, you can understand what I'm saying. But I had this, and I worked. I sit down at a desk, and I couldn't sit. I couldn't sleep. I had to move around. It was just excruciating pain. And so what I did, I masked this pain with ibuprofen. I was eating ibuprofen, just taking them. And with that being, while I was doing that, I was damaging my kidneys unbeknownst to me. But on December the 9th of 23, I was patched. And when I tell you, it was like a miracle from God. When they patched me, within 5 minutes, I'm 74 years old, but within 5 minutes, I could sit, I could bend, I could stoop, and I still can do it. All the pain left my body. My whole demeanor changed. I was so excited, and I really, my mind kept saying, "Oh, that ain't real. You come on now. It's all in your mind." But by the time I got home, my husband was here. And when I came in the house, he noticed my demeanor, that everything about me had lifted, because I grimaced all the time. I tried to hide it. If I didn't have ibuprofen in me, I was in pain. And so when I came in, he said, "Well, what happened to you today?" And I said, "You would not believe it." I went on, da 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 da. I said, "You see this thing on my back? This little round patch?" I said, "Babe, they put this patch on me and all the pain left my body. My sciatic nerve that is not hurting anymore." And I was squatting and stooping, and he looked at me and I said, "Just let me put one on you." I said, "Angie got some, so can I pat you?" Now, when I say that, it's because my husband had neuropathy. He hadn't put a shoe on from April to December of that same year. He could not walk without a walker or a cane. He had no life outside of the house. He didn't go to church. We didn't go out socially or anything. He was confined to the house, taking injections and salves and creams and all of this therapy on this right foot, brought about because he was a diagnosed diabetic. And it didn't take him long, because he saw me, to let me patch him. But when I tell you that my husband was in excruciating pain, I drove him everywhere. He couldn't drive, couldn't put a shoe on or anything. So I put the patch on him and I said, "I'll be back in about 10 or 15 minutes and check on you, see how you're doing." Well, I got busy up in the kitchen and I forgot to come back. And when I did, I called down here to him. I said, "Babe, how's your patch doing? How you feeling?" He didn't answer me. I called again. I said, "Babe." Now at this time I'm moving toward the den. I'm moving closer down here because I had just used this patch. I didn't know anything about it except that it took my pain away. And when I came down here, he was gone. I go back up into the family room. I look out the window. My husband's truck is gone. Now, this man can't drive. So I really got kind of concerned. He came back after about 20 minutes. And when he walked in the door, he got out of his truck, left his cane in the truck, came in walking as straight as I was without that cane. And I said, "Oh, okay, well, what did the patch do for you?" He said, "I had to go down to the pond. We have a pond out back." He drove now, put on shoes and drove. He said, "I just had to go down and get out and walk around and give God glory for all that he had done for me." He said, "My back is not hurting. I don't have any pain in my back." And I was just so, in my foot. I'm excited because it was my back, his foot. He said, "I don't have any pain in this foot." And he said, "The pain I had from the surgery in 2000, L4, L5, that's not even hurting me." Now, my husband had he was a diabetic. He snored. He had neuropathy. They were throwing him out of clinics everywhere he went because he couldn't keep the mask on his face. He came, when I talked to him that night when he went to sleep, my husband hasn't snored since December the 9th of 2023. All the pain left his body. His A1C went from 9.5 and 10 down to 6.4. All of this happened because of a patch. And remember, I told you my kidneys went down to 29%. After 9 months of wearing this patch, my doctor says my kidneys are up to 55% functioning. So my husband's, he wears his shoes, his neuropathy left and never came back. We just have testimony after testimony. But Verdita, we don't have time enough, but I just wanted to thank you for letting me share.
Well, Gwen, I'm so happy, first of all, that you and your husband have such a better quality of life. And that's just to everybody, that just demonstrates what we were saying, is that you don't ever know what this patch is going to do. And it will do things that will surprise you. It's a lot of fun being able to pat someone and see all of a sudden how everything has changed. But that we're not going to stop there. We have one more lady out of Charlotte, North Carolina, as a matter of fact, and she has a quality testimony for you that I think you would appreciate as well. Miss Ruth Crosby. Come on, Ruth. Can you unmute yourself? Okay, I must not have made her a co-host. I thought I did. Okay, Ruth, you think you're on twice, Ruth.
Okay, I am, because I had to go to another room because the other one would not show my video.
Okay, that's okay. I had made you a co-host, but go ahead, share your testimony.
Okay, this is so exciting. Thank you Bernita, for allowing me to share my testimony. My testimony for me is a life-changing testimony. I used to suffer from extremely high blood pressure. And what happened in 1997, I was diagnosed with high blood pressure. And at that time, the doctor put me on 2 blood pressure meds. And my blood pressure was ranging from like 155 to 160 over 95. And that was danger zone for me. And at that time, it would go down a little bit, but it would never be within the normal range with 2 blood pressure meds. So once I started wearing this patch last year, my blood pressure today, I went to see my nutritionist and she said to me, wow, your blood pressure is doing great. I was at 120 over 70. Normally now, I've had better readings than that. I've had from like 113 over 70. And I am just so excited for what it has done for my blood pressure, because since 1997, nothing could bring it down until I started wearing the patch. And also, I noticed that my nails was growing, my hair was growing, but I really want to share with you a great impact that it had on my body with being wearing the patch. I had very severe back injury. My L4 and 5 was damaged. And what happened is that because of that threw off the gait. And then my gait was thrown off. So therefore, my hip was being damaged, and so was my sciatica was flaring up in my right hip. And that caused me to have pain going down to my leg. And because the gait was thrown off, I began to walk, balancing the other leg because there was so much pressure on that right leg. So what happened, I damaged my knees. And the doctor said to me, my chiropractor said to me, here in Charlotte, North Carolina, he said to me, you know what, you're looking like you're going to eventually have to have a knee replacement. And I said, oh no, I have 2 sisters in Ohio that had a knee replacement, and they both are still walking with canes. I said, no, I can't do that. And I am just so thankful to God that this patch came along, because since I've been patching myself, my knee is no longer bothering me unless I get out there in the yard or if I try to run 3 and 5 miles, which I can't do anymore. But I don't have that problem with my knee like I had, and I do not need a knee replacement. And I attribute all this to wearing the patch. It has really improved my life and given me a better quality of health. Thank you, Bernita, for allowing me to share.
Well, thank you so much, Ruth. And there you go, you guys. There's another wonderful testimony that you can see. It made such a difference in her life. I do have one more testimony that I would love for you to listen to. It's very short, but it's very impactful. This is my friend out of Seattle, Washington. So here we go.
This pretty quickly because I respect your time, but long story short, I was diagnosed with congestive heart failure, and it was not good. I didn't have any energy. I was arguing with God. I was tired all the time. I'd take my kids to the bus stop at 6 in the morning, come back home, have to get into bed, lay down. My wife was wondering what was going on with me. It was just a terrible struggle. After my argument with God one day, the next day in the mail, I got these patches. And my good friend Lester Berry sent them to me, but he only sent me 3. And so I tried those 3, and quite frankly, I didn't feel anything, nothing happened. But I thank God that I was persistent in getting on these calls and listening to testimony after testimony after testimony. And I realized that all these people cannot be lying. So I decided to come on board. I ordered the top package. I got all these packages in the mail, and I started wearing the patch. They said in 6 months, your heart begins to reverse in age. I was pretty desperate. So I gave it a try. February 1st, I started. And I'll tell you, it took about 3 weeks for my body to begin to respond. So everybody's body is a black box. You respond differently. There's 2 flights of stairs going up to my office, and I would get to the top and I'd be out of breath. And then one day I noticed I went up these 2 flights of stairs and I wasn't breathing hard. I went back down, came back up, went back down, came back up, 6 flights of stairs. And I realized something is going on. I feel better. So I called my cardiologist in October and I said, hey, I need my heart retested. I think I'm better. So they were so booked up, they couldn't get me in until January of this year. So I went in, they tested my heart. They told me they'd call me. No, they told me they posted online the results. I said, fine. I went to my office. I was meeting with clients online, and I noticed my phone kept ringing, and I looked down, it was overlay cardiology. So now I'm nervous, like, what is wrong? Why are they blowing my phone up? So I hurried up off my calls. I called the cardiologist, the assistant answered. She said, we want to talk to you about your results. And I was like, listen, I'm not being mean, but you need to cut to the chase. What's going on? I mean, am I dying? Is something wrong? And she said, no, 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 no. And then she told me something that really rocked my world. She said, your heart is back to normal. And so I praised God. I hollered, screamed, picked back up the phone. She was like, hello, hello, hello. And I said, I just knew my heart was better, but I needed proof. She began to read my file to me, which I didn't know. The cardiologist never told me. She said, I see in the notes that you're on medication, and with medication, your heart should get better, but it'll never be back to normal. And I see in the notes the cardiologist said, with blood thinners, heart medications, and so forth, we should be able to extend this life for 5 years. That really floored me. Excuse me. Okay, so long story short, my ejection fraction rate was 17. I didn't even know what that meant. I Googled it. As I'm talking to her, the screen came up and said, you are a heart transplant candidate. That floored me. So my heart is now back above normal. And I praise God for his healing. I thank God for Lester for sending me the patch. I got a lot of good friends on the call today. It means a lot to me because it saved my life. I'm able to see my kids grow up. So I'm not here to convince you. I'm here to tell you what it did for me. If you have someone you care about, someone you love, share it. Tell them about it. This technology is unlike anything in the world, and it allows your body to naturally heal itself. And so again, I thank God. I thank God for all of you on the call tonight. And let's just do this. You know people that are hurting. You know people that are sick. You know people in pain. Just tell them about it. It's all you have to do. And let your body, the way God naturally designed it to flow at a certain frequency that he designs, get back in phase and begin to heal itself.
Imagine making
So you heard Harry say, I mean, that's why Nichole has invited you to this call today. Because what we do is we want people that we love and care about, love and care about, to know about this patch. It is doing so many things. You heard what happened to Harry, and it has changed his life. And so hold on, because we got more information. But anyway, I told you about conditions that people have that this has no cure. For example, this is called vitiligo. There is no cure for it. But within 1 year, wearing the X39, it cleared his skin up. Can you believe that? We have people that as they get older, this lady looks 20 years younger to me than she does 3 years ago from starting to wear this patch. So it helps with wrinkles and all that kind of stuff. And so all this information that I'm telling you about is on a website called thisisitinfo.com. There's also testimonials. Like if you click on the testimonies, you see testimonies on neuropathy, testimonies on stroke or hearing. I had a lady that could not hear. I didn't know she couldn't hear, but I was at a spa, and the gentleman who owned the spa asked me to explain to the people, it was about 12 people, what does this patch do? So I did. And it took me about 15, 20 minutes. And when I finished, this lady walks up to me and asked me, can you tell me what the patch does? Well, it kind of threw me off because I had just done that. And so I said, why don't I just put this patch on you? And I put it on the back of her neck, and she sat down. About 10 minutes later, she screamed like this. Everybody looked like, what is wrong with this lady? I thought I hurt the lady. I didn't know. And she says, I can hear. She says, the reason I walked up to you is so that I could read your lips, because I couldn't read your lips from where you were standing. I haven't been able to hear in 15 years. So this patch opened this lady's ears up just like that. That's the kind of thing you might experience. Like Harry said, everybody's body's different. But to know that you have something as powerful as this patch that's doing miraculous things that we feel to people, is why not share it and see what happens. So I'm not sure what's important to you. It may be your family time. Family time is probably right top on my list, because I'm always thinking, okay, when can I go see my grandkids? And they live in Atlanta. Thank God, that's where we live. But knowing that you have more time with your family is what a lot of people are executives. They travel all the time and they make good money, but do they have family time? They don't see their children grow up. What about security? My husband and I, when we're right there at retirement age, and we were concerned about, because we're self-employed, are we going to have enough money to retire on? Because I know Social Security is not sufficient, not for the kind of lifestyle that we like to enjoy. And I know that many people that are on Social Security just say it's not enough money. Travel, we love to travel, and since we've been part of this company, we've been able to go to Greece, so we saw Mykonos, Santorini, Athens, Greece, Croatia, all these things. The company offers us incentive trips, and we are qualifying for all these different trips. So travel is right there on up there on our list, and we're enjoying that. Better health, we anticipate that if you continue to use this patch, and then less debt, because we're going to share with you how, if you understand what this patch is doing for people and you care about people and share with them, you can earn money. It is optional. It's up to you. So we've got a couple of problems. Opportunity happens by creating solutions. So one of the problems we're trying to solve is showing people that they're understanding that their stem cells are dormant. People don't even know this. They don't realize why they're sick and why they're not getting better naturally. And so many people are struggling financially. So we want to address both of them. We want to address your stem cell reactivation and address an income business opportunity. So our company, if you could put your business hat on for just a second, our company is literally over 20 years old, and we're in over 75 countries. And back in 2021, the only people that really knew about this technology for over 20 years, were doctors. And they were selling these patches to their patients. But it wasn't until 2020 that the actual X39 came out. You see, David has other inventions, other patches that doctors were using, but the X39 stem cell patch came out in 2020. And then in 2022, here comes Steve and Gina Merritt, my mentors that my husband and I work with, that have taught us a lot. And they drove this company in 1 year up to 320 million. This is because we started sharing it. And then in 2023, the company went up even more to 430 million. 2024 went up to 600 million. And last year, we were right on the cusp of pushing the company to $1 billion, which we expect that to happen this year. And all of this growth is because of this technology, you guys. Our company is growing so fast that it's the #1 company in momentum, according to a website called businessforhome.org, where they monitor our industry. And in our industry, our company is #1 in momentum. We recently got the Biotech Breakthrough Award, and thousands of nominations took place from over 15 countries. And our company got that award as a Stem Cell Innovation of the Year award. You guys, this is incredible. Now, our company what we have is a system in place. You heard Nichole talking about people supporting her. We work together. And so, in other words, we duplicate our efforts so that we don't have to do everything ourselves. So it's similar to a franchise, except a franchise costs like tens of thousands, sometimes hundreds of thousands if you're talking about a McDonald's, to start up. But you can start this business right here with a credit card. So we do get paid 9 different ways. And I'm just going to talk about a few of them tonight. But I want you to know that you can try this patch out if you want. You can, for $150, you could be a retail customer, which is a steal considering what this patch does. And then you've got the preferred customer program, where if you become a preferred customer, you get to use the patches for the same price that we do as brand partners. We pay $99.95 a month for there's 30 patches in here that you just take them out one at a time, one every day, and throw it away. So it's 30 of them. You're going to get them for $99.95. But if you're the person who is the brand partner, like Nichole is, every single time one of your customers purchases these patches every month, you get to make $20 every single month. Okay, you make $50 if they pay the $149 because they just want to be a retail customer, but you make $20 if they purchase it every month as a preferred customer. We also get paid a way called a binary bonus. The binary bonus is, remember I told you we work together. You're building a couple of teams, one on your left and one on your right. And every single time you share this with someone, they're going to fall on your left team, or you're going to fall on your right team. But what if this person is named Cindy, and Cindy, let's say within a year, she enrolls 20 or 30 people. She told her family members, she told her friends, she told her coworkers, and she enrolled 30 people. All 30 of these people are going to fall in this binary. And guess what? You are going to get paid on every last one of those people, even though you don't even know who they are. What if Bob was on your right and he did the same thing, except for he enrolled 50 people? All 50 of these people have to fall in the binary. I know it sounds crazy, but you can earn up to $25,000 per week. You don't even know all these people, but all of them, you will love them because you're going to get paid on them as they enroll in your business. Now, we also get paid upfront bonuses. We've got people on this call that just got started and already hit 1-star manager, and the week is not even over, and they already got $25 in addition to the other money they've made. See, we get paid 9 different ways. This is just a way where the company rewards you for getting started quickly. And then if that person hits 2-star manager, they're going to get another $25. So now $50 for this week. And as long as they maintain that 2-star manager, which is very simple to do, they will get paid that $50 for the next 9 weeks just because they maintain it. And it's very, very simple to do. Our mentor matching bonus, our company rewards us to build leaders. For example, you just heard Ruth on the call. She probably will be a 1-star director before this week is over. And when you become a 1-star director, you get a chance to take advantage of our mentor matching bonus, where you get to match people on your team. As directors pop up under you on your team, you get to be paid. You get paid up to $20,000 per person, where you're matching them on a couple of other ways that we get paid. Whatever they earn in those 2 ways we get paid, you're going to match them. And it go up to $20,000 per person, up to 6 generations. You guys, this gets to be very, very lucrative, because all these people falling on your first level, the people you personally enroll, then the people they enroll on your second, it just goes down more and more. Now, let's compare what we're doing to the conventional business. See, the conventional business, there's going to be high startup costs. I'm an interior designer by trade. I had to go to school. I quit my job to go back to school for interior design. I had to get my licenses. It can be some very, people that start restaurants, there can be high startup costs and high risk, because you don't know if it's going to work. Lots of stress, hours and hours of doing things by yourself. And it's a trial and error thing. You're learning as you go along. So you've got a learning curve. And then there's limited income potential. Anytime you're generating linear income, meaning there's only one way I get paid as an interior designer. What is that? If I sell furniture and design the layout, I get paid. That's only one way. Whereas with LifeWave, you're getting paid 9 different ways. Remember I said that. So you can start this with a credit card. It is stress-free because you are duplicating yourself. You don't have to work, 8 and 9 hours a day. You don't have to do that. You make your own schedule. And we have a proven system because we have a mentorship. We are teaching you as you go along. Now, this form right here basically reflects the ways that you can get started. But basically, we're trying to collect your data, your name, your address, date of birth, stuff like that. and your credit card, because that tells us how do you want to pay for the your package. But here are your options. I've already talked about the possibility of doing a 30-day supply as a preferred customer or retail customer. But here are the ways that you can get started if you want to earn money. And it's not so much that you want to earn money, it's more so that you want to help some people. Because my uncle, who had Parkinson's disease, there was no way I was going to know about this patch and not tell him about it. But now he is relieved from that Parkinson's disease, able to walk on his own. I mean, it was just nerve-wracking watching him. So this is about helping people. You guys, we're here to make a difference. We're here to help people, and we're here to make history. Okay. And so what we're doing, if you want to be part of something like that, get the core package. The core package will give you 30-day supplies, one for you, one for your spouse, and one maybe share with some of your relatives for $295. Now, the advanced package gives you 6 of these sleeves for $535. That lets you know you're getting $600 worth of inventory, but you're saving $65, right? So the price goes down per sleeve. And then the Advanced Plus pack gives you 11 sleeves for $975. So in other words, you're saving $125 on this package because you're getting $1,100 worth of inventory for $975. And then the last package is the premium package. This is the package me and my husband got. This is the package that Ruth got. This is the package that Gwen got, because we saw the big vision and we were always taught to go first class. At least that's the way I was taught. Always go first class. And what we were able to do with those 20 sleeves is have inventory on hand, because when you start telling people what these patches are doing, they're going to say, how can I get some right now? Now, you can write them up as a customer, like we said, on your website, or you can sell them right there out of your inventory. But guess what else I did with mine? The very first day, I could not wait till my package got here, because I had people I'd already told about it. They said, sign me up. They wanted to be one of my partners, and I was able to go and loan them in my case, I loaned them 2 of these so that they had patches to start using themselves, and or share some of those samples, like 3 or 4 with some other people. Well, when their package came in, they reimbursed me, but I kept it moving. That created momentum. And that is why my husband, we are duplicating this process. And that's why we have almost 8,000 people on our team, because we kind of know what we're doing, and we're just trying to duplicate and show other people the same thing. Now, one of the other benefits of getting the premium package is this. In order to earn money, remember the binary that we were talking about? Any way we earn money, you must be active. What does it take to be active? It only means that you're using a patch every month. So when you run out of patches, when you get that core pack, guess what? You need to order some more next month. If you order 1 sleeve, you get to keep all your points, and you get to be paid 4 different ways. If you get 2 sleeves, one for you and one for your spouse, you're going to stay active, but you're also going to earn money 9 different ways. If you get the premium pack, you don't have to worry about that for 90 days. So for the next 90 days, you're covered. You are automatically going to save $600 just because you're not having to place an order for the next 90 days, but you're also saving $250. So that's $800, because you got $2,000 worth of inventory. So that's $850 you are saving just by getting the premium pack. So it only makes sense that way as well. Now, so all this information about how we build this team and all kinds of videos and things are on a site called thisisitteam.com, where this is what we use for people who are brand partners. We also have an app called LifeWave Now, which is AI powered. We're the only network marketing company has an AI powered app. And I already told you about This Is It Info. That's where you want to go to learn more about the product. I also told you we have incentive trips. My husband and I are almost qualified. We've got until February 22nd to get a few more things accomplished, and we will be qualified to go on the Hawaii incentive trip to Honolulu, you guys. All expense paid, airfare, resort, everything, transportation back and forth to the airport, and you can qualify too. We've had people to qualify in 6 days. So it just all depends on how fast you do it. So all we're doing is compressing time. If you want to qualify, you just do everything faster, and we will help you get there. So the time is now, you guys, to make your move. If you're serious about your dreams and you want to do something, there's hope for your future. Hope that you can get rid of that high blood pressure. Hope that you can get rid of that herniated disc or the sciatica pain, like Ruth and Gwen talked about, you know, pain, anything that's going on with your body, you're serious about that, but you're also serious about your dreams, come join us. Please get back with, you know, in case someone else besides Nichole invited you, somebody else may have invited you, and whoever invited you, get back with them and let them know where you want to get started, whether it's a customer or whether it's one of our packages. So, and Nicola,